Hey, what's up? My name is Kristen. I have kind of a different video for you today where I'm going to go over how I use digital planning to help me with my paper planning. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. I'm going to start out here by just kind of going over it real quick, and then we're going to hop over to my computer and I'm going to show you a screen recording of how I use Google Calendar and Google Tasks and other tools, digital tools to help me with my paper planning. I am first and foremost a paper planner. I always will be. I love paper. I love stationery. I love pens and markers, and stickers are so much fun, and washi tape and all that good stuff. So that's never going to go away, but I do really use the digital tools available to me to help me stay organized and stay on top of things and just be generally less overwhelmed with all of the tasks that just need to happen to be a functioning, human being. So let's hop over to my PC and we will talk about how I use those digital tools to stay organized.
Here we are on my desktop, and this is my Google Calendar for the month of January. It looks pretty busy, but most of these yellows events here are really just tasks, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I just wanted to show you one of the benefits of using different calendars. Having multiple calendars within your overall Google Calendar helps you easily toggle on and off things that you don't need to see. So everything can be scheduled, but you don't have to see it all at the same time. So these are my tasks, and most of them are just recurring home tasks that have to do with like cleaning the house or maintaining the house and whatnot. That's what most of them are. There are some other things in there like errands and things that need to be done on a regular basis, but for the most part it's cleaning things and things that don't really impact my scheduling. You can see that all these yellow tasks make up quite a bit of what is going on this calendar. So I'm going to go over to the My Calendars bar and I'm going to turn off my tasks, and right away you can see the difference that makes as far as how overwhelming my schedule looks. That's something that is really important to me. If you watch any of my Plan With Me videos, you will understand that I don't like to have a lot of clutter on my plans because it overwhelms me quite a bit. And so my solution for that is to not write all of those basic tasks in my planner, because I can put them in my calendar and they can show up on my phone and on my calendar here so that I can just check them off and then they repopulate the next time they need to get done. And then that way it's not something I'm constantly having to rewrite. I don't have to see all these lines on my to-do list. It makes it feel less overwhelming. So now that I've turned that off, you can see that it just looks a little more calm. So I have different calendars and I've assigned different colors to each one to make it easier for me to just at a glance visualize what's going on. I have calendars that have my content information, my son's school holidays, and also there's birthdays on here, which I have turned off because it does have the birthday person's full first name and last name, and I don't want that on the internet, but the birthdays will show up so I can easily remember who I need to get a birthday card for and send a birthday text to. There's so many different things here. There's the moon calendar. I keep the Formula One calendar on here, which there is no Formula One right now, but in March, we start getting some races showing up on the calendar, and that helps me just to figure out what kinds of things I can schedule, because we do make it like a family thing to watch the races together, and so that's important to me that we do that. Let's see, what else is here? The green events here have to do with my menu, and if you watch any of my monthly menu planning videos, those I talk about how I plan out my dinners for the entire month just to make it easier on me on a weekly basis. It's one less thing I have to think about. So all of my dinners are scheduled in and they recur. I have enough different like favorite meals that we can get through 6 weeks without repeats, except for certain nights like Taco Tuesday and breakfast for dinner night. Of course, those are going to be repeats, but the actual recipes I use, we try to keep that on like a 6-week schedule. And so that's what this grocery list event is. That just tells me that's what list I'm working with that week. And that's another thing I don't have to rewrite all the time. So right here, you can see that I have an event for this is called curried ground beef with peas and potatoes. If you click on that event, you can see that I have added here a link to the recipe and also some notes on how I want to serve that. If you just click this link, it'll bring me to the website where that recipe lives so that I don't have to fumble around and like go to Google and type it all in. So that's just another way that you can use these digital tools to make things easier on you. I'm going to talk about in another video about how I pick colors and what I do to make this look nice. As we know, we're planners. We love to use markers and stickers and all that and washi tape to make everything look really pretty and cute. And you can still do that with Google Calendar, even though it's digital. I'm using emojis here to note that this is tennis, and I have emojis in the calendar names and in my events. And then Google populates these little images on the event as they see fit. So like on breakfast for dinner, there's going to be breakfast there, and tacos doesn't have one, even though they should, but I have added an emoji here. It's kind of like a sticker, so it's still fun. I'll talk about how you can do that in another video, but this is really just an overview to show you how to use this. One of the things that is really cool with Google Calendar is that you can customize it to how you need to look at it. So I use week numbers in all of my planning, and so I have turned on the week number option. So over here on the left on each week, you can see a number, and that's just the week number. I also have a Monday start. So I'm going to show you, if you go up in the top right corner and click on the gear, that's your settings. So go to settings and then go to the left and pick view options. And that's going to bring you down to where you can show week numbers, or you can pick which day your week starts on. And you can also set the custom view, which I'll show you in just a second. But you can see here, you can go from 2 days to a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. So I'm going to pick 2 weeks. I'm going to go back and show you how you can toggle between views on your calendar. So this is the monthly view. And if you click this drop down, you can pick from all of these options. So let's say we want to see just a week at a time. And this is the weekly view. You can use these shortcuts over here to quickly toggle between without having to come up here and click. And so if you notice right here, the one that says X, that was our custom view. If you click that, then you can see 2 weeks at a time, which is pretty cool. So let's go back to the monthly view by clicking or by tapping M on our keyboard. And so we're back on the monthly view. One of the things that is really handy with a digital calendar is that you can drag and drop. This is a video. So say that this video isn't ready. So I have it scheduled for January the 4th, but say we're coming up to that and I know that that video is not going to be ready. I can easily just take this event and click and drag it over to the next week. And then I can move it there, and then maybe this one is ready, so then I can just easily move it there. So what's neat is kind of like writing it on a sticky note in your paper planner and being able to move things around easily, or using a repositionable sticker. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put those back, because even though I haven't filmed those videos yet, I'm still planning on keeping them on that original schedule. The way that I use this is for pre-planning, the same way I use sticky notes on my calendar. I think of each of these events as something that I can move around. You can create events from Gmail and it'll just show up in your Google Calendar with whatever information you add, and then it will link back to that email so that you have more information. Over here is the sidebar, and it's really neat. So you can actually close this and get a bigger view, but I'm going to go ahead and show you here what I use. So this icon here is for Google Keep, and that is the note-taking app I use. I'm not really going to go into that very much in this video. We can talk about that in another video because there's a lot of features to go over, but you can see here I have like a grocery list I can add to and some things I want to do this season and Christmas, my monthly reset checklist, and just some other notes that I like, a quote that I recently copied down. It's just nice to have that handy. There's also a contacts tab, which I'm not going to show you because obviously it's sensitive information, and also a Google Maps tab, which I'm not going to show you because it's going to show you where I live, and I obviously don't want to put that on the internet. But this is handy for if you're trying to figure out where an event is. Whenever you click on that, it will show up in this tab here. But let's go to this one. This is Google Tasks, and this is how I keep track of all those. Remember all of these tasks that make the calendar look a little overwhelming? This is where those tasks live, and then they show up on the date they're scheduled for in your calendar. These are great for all those recurring tasks that you don't want to rewrite over and over and over again. I like to put them here, and then that way I get a notification on my phone to remind me to do them. And then it also keeps track of when I haven't done anything. So if you notice, this one says past, it says pouches in progress, and it says 6 days ago. So 6 days ago, I wanted to go through some pouches that I have on a table in my house that have just been sitting there, and I need to empty them out, put the pouches away, and put all the contents of those pouches away. And I've just been not doing it. So this is something that I do have in my tasks here, but I can see that it's been almost a week since I've decided I wanted to do that. So now when I sit down to plan next week, if that is still on there, I'm going to go ahead and write that in my planner. So that's another way that I can use my digital task list to help me make a to-do list in my planner. These are some other things that don't show up regularly in my planner. Like I have tidy up the house and clean up after dinner. Those are things that don't typically show up in my planner because that's something that happens every day, and I don't want to write that every day. But laundry, I will write in on my Sunday reset just to make sure if this doesn't get checked off this week on Sunday, I just kind of go through and check all of those things and try to catch up on them. Something like cleaning the oven, I'm going to write in my planner because it only happens like quarterly, really. It does happen to happen today, which is why it's showing up today, and it's actually not going to get done today. So I will do that like later this week and then come check that off. If I don't get to it, then I will know to write it in my planner for sure and like maybe highlight it or something. All of these things are cleaning tasks that are set to recur every week. So they're set to recur. So I did them last week, and when I checked them off, they went away on my calendar, but then they showed up in the task list for the following week, which is really nice. So I definitely don't write all of these things on my paper planner, but if it's something that hasn't been getting checked off, that's when I might go ahead and write it. It keeps my planner clean with lots of white space. It helps it not be so overwhelming, and it lets me focus on the things that are really important, like appointments and events. Using a digital calendar is really great for on the go. So when you're at an appointment, you can reschedule or schedule a new appointment on any day, and you don't have to fumble around with a planner, and you don't have to worry about bringing your planner outside of your house and worrying about losing it or damaging it. And something like your phone is small, it's easily portable, and you're most likely not going to lose it or damage it.
So I hope that was helpful for you just to kind of get a quick overview of how I use digital tools to help me with my paper planning and how they can work together. And you don't have to be a paper planner or a digital planner. You can really be both. And so I really think hybrid planning is something that everyone can benefit from, because in our current timeline, we're all using email and the internet, and we have a lot of digital things. Maybe you have online classes, or you have a work to-do list, or something like Slack or Microsoft Teams, or your child's teacher is communicating with you through email and sending you information that way. There's so much information that we get online and through our digital tools like our phones and our computers. It's not something that you have to fight with. It's something that you can use to your advantage to kind of like unlock your superpower of organization. So I hope that was helpful. Like I said, I will go into further detail of how I use different parts of these tools. For example, if you would like to learn how to customize your colors or how everything looks as far as using emojis and things like that, I will make a video about that. I'll make a video about how I use the Google Tasks app and the Google Keep app, and really anything you want. If you have any questions or suggestions for different features you'd like me to explore, I'll definitely go over that kind of stuff if you leave a comment. There's a lot of features that I think if you don't use these tools enough, you will miss. And so I just wanted to make sure to like bring that out and show you how you can make it more fun or make it more practical or more functional for you. So if you would like to see more of that, please don't forget to subscribe. And if this video was helpful to you in any way, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That's super helpful. And of course, there's always going to be more regular paper planner content on my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And lately I've been doing a vlog on the weekends, and that may continue in the new year. So anyhow, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.